Good morning, wrestling fans. Welcome to PWR Today. It is the end of January. It's January 31st, 2022. The man they call Meathead, Linda K. What a weekend of wrestling action. I'm full. I'm stuffed. It's like Thanksgiving. I mean, I've had more than I need to eat.
Oh, wow. Yes. But how about that serving of the Royal Rumble?
That's right. That was the main course. I mean, we had some Rampage, we had some SmackDown, we had all sorts of news, but the Royal Rumble was the granddaddy's son, I guess we'll call it. Instead of the granddaddy of them all, it was the son of the granddaddy of them all. It's really, to be honest, most people's favorite pay-per-view.
Yeah, same for me. It's definitely marked on the calendar as soon as it's announced. And it is just something lots of us just look most forward to out of the year. I mean, there's birthdays, there's anniversaries, Christmas, Royal Rumble. Right up there for me.
Royal Rumble. And you know what's great about the Rumble where it's landed, even though it feels like it was late this year, but it was intentionally put there. It's always going to be usually between the NFC and AFC championships and the Super Bowl, but they moved the NFL this year. So even though it was like the last Sunday of the month, it still felt right. I mean, that's exactly where we needed to be. But this year it was on a Saturday, so it didn't get in the way of the football.
Right. And I feel the Rumble delivered. I know we're going to break it down in a little bit.
It's kind of funny, too. I think back to our days at Romines, watching the event there, and we would have the Royal Rumble on. We were a blast zone, as they called it back in the day. We'd have 700, 800 people in there. There was always one jabroni in the corner trying to watch the AFC, NFC Pro Bowl. I didn't know why people were watching it. When we're all watching wrestling, this dude's got to see, when his quarterback comes in for 5 snaps.
So he's got that one little cube TV in the corner in the far back.
Yep, exactly. All right, Linda, before we get started, as I'm looking at WWE's homepage, I see our guy in the bottom left corner of the Roman Reigns Seth Rollins picture. He's wearing a big bright blue shirt with white lettering. Can you tell us about him?
That would be Kerry, the collar and elbow guy. Yes, he definitely stuck out. I saw that. Good for you, Kerry, and good for you for representing collar and elbow like we do. So, if you want to potentially be seen in the corner of a screenshot on WWE.com with Roman Reigns in the screen as well, make sure to go to collarandelbowbrand.com. Look through all the latest and greatest in wrestling street fashions, and to save 10% off your order, use promo code Linda K. That's LINDAKAY, and save that little bit of extra cash. So great to see that representation of collar and elbow at the Royal Rumble.
And he knows where he's at. I mean, he literally doesn't just have like hard camera front row. He has the center of hard camera front row. That's where he sits.
Right.
It's almost like I was going to say, it's almost like, sign guy. I forget the gentleman's name, but he usually wears like a blue shirt and a red backwards baseball cap. Yeah. They did a story on him. I think it was on WWE Confidential or one of those stories about how he was always at all the shows.
Yeah, they're also in the 90s too. I can't think of his name. I don't think it was Gustav or something like that, but he wore the glasses. He was like thin and muscular. I'll send you a screenshot. I think a lot of people listening would know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
As soon as you see it. I know you would too, but I'm just trying to describe him and I can't think of his name, but there's something that can be done about different standouts of different decades. Yeah. Always getting that prime seat at all the major, the live premium events, if you will.
Yeah, he's got to know somebody. Got to know somebody. We know some people too. So let's talk about it. We're gonna forego SmackDown and Rampage talk this morning, and we're gonna talk strictly Rumble here. Okay. And honestly, SmackDown I think would be kind of redundant because we had the Rumble since. So let's just get right into the Rumble. The show starts off with Seth frickin' Rollins defeating Roman Reigns, but via DQ. I love good head games in wrestling, and technically they're both heels, but Seth Rollins rented space inside the head of Roman Reigns. He came out in his Shield gear, in his camo gear. Sierra Hotel India Echo Lima Delta, the Shield. Oh my God, I popped for that big time.
Absolutely. I mean, here I am, waiting to hear "Burn It Down" instead. You hear
Nope.
like that. I'm like, oh. I mean, I guess maybe we should have expected that. As we've said a lot on this show, it's all right in front of you. As they've been mentioning a lot of Shield. I mean, obviously, it was just
McAfee
very
mentioned Mox as well on Saturday.
again, yeah, on SmackDown they mentioned Mox again as well. So, yeah, that was great to see him come down, dance, a nice throwback there, and I love Roman Reigns' facials about how he's getting into his head as
Yeah.
well. That's telling a great story, and it was making Roman Reigns appear as the weaker individual in this match. So
It was a good
later,
story.
yeah,
The story because Rollins kept laughing. He just kept laughing because he owned him mentally. No, who's owned Seth or who's owned Roman Reigns mentally in years? No one.
right. Yeah. And what's great about this is, though, even though Reigns, had the disqualification, there's still an open storyline between this. We can always revisit the Roman Reigns Seth Rollins feud sometime in the future. So I like that, and also just everything leading up to this, the history, and just how everything just played out. I mean, this was the start of what shenanigans was going to happen at the Rumble on Saturday.
Excuse me. All right. Are you ready to get into the Women's Royal Rumble?
Yes, I am.
So, the Women's Royal Rumble, to me, was a tale of two matches. This is just how I see it. Disagree, agree. I mean, I know there's a lot of thought and a lot of talk out there on the Royal Rumble. I thought that the first half, let's say up to 15 or whatever, was a little slow and a little heavy on nostalgia. I understand there's limitations. I'm not a professional wrestler, Linda. I'm not 4'5" or 5 foot tall or 5'5", whatever. I'm 6 foot and I have no problem getting over the top rope. I saw one too many times and it was taking me out of this. It was taking me out of the match. But they have to take the woman to the rope, push her up the ropes to get her to the top to try to get her over. That happened way too often in the beginning of the match. Like I said, I'm nitpicking, right? But it took me out of the reality of, okay, so she's climbing up the ropes to get over. Come on, get up there.
Well,
That's
I guess
me, though. It's me.
Well, I mean, I guess I had somewhat recent experience to some extent with this, being only 5
And I knew
myself.
who I was talking to this morning, too.
I will say it's not necessarily that easy to get over the top rope. Maybe, it sometimes takes more than one try. Sometimes, the other
Is it just that I'm lucky and I'm 6 foot? Because Linda, the one time ever I was able to actually get up and over the damn rope. Because you wouldn't be hearing this out of me if I didn't get over the rope.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, but hey, some of the ladies in there have been there in the match for a long time, and you need that extra oomph. There's already so much energy exerted the first half hour or so. But I guess I will say, like, this would be the first year I'm catching a Rumble or any Battle Royal for that matter after getting a little taste of it
after a participant in one, right?
Yeah, so I guess I mean, just watching it was just put me another aspect. Of course, I was still, as a fan, having interest on who's gonna get thrown over, the friendships that will, be put aside
Be there,
for a
then
night,
put aside, and
the
then
surprises. But for the first time ever in my life, I was watching, thinking like, oh, okay, let's see. Oh, she's in the corner. Is she gonna get thrown over, or is it gonna happen before the next one comes out? I guess I didn't really think too much about like what you noticed with that, but I definitely enjoyed that Women's Rumble. It was tremendous to me as a whole. It really was, and the great surprises and whatnot. But
on the whole, I enjoyed the Rumble.
Yeah,
like I said.
Yeah. Well, hey, you know what? Whatever gets you out, if you have to get out, I don't know.
Yep. So, like I said, it was a tale of two matches. So let's just talk about the first 15. Okay. Mm-hmm. It opened with Sasha returning. She made her announcement on last Friday that she was back. Excuse me. And she opened up at number 2 with Melina. Welcome back, Melina. You look good, Melina. Welcome back. Happy to see you.
Right. The red carpet entrance as well. Great to see that. And of course,
nice long red carpet too, obviously.
Hey, oh yeah, I went to the dome. But hey, we also got that tremendous legendary entrance, I might add, from Melina. It's great to see her, and nice to have her and Sasha kick it off.
Okay, so in the first 15, like I said, tale of two matches, I thought. We had Melina, Tamina, Kelly, Aaliyah, Liv Morgan, Queen Zelina, Bianca Belair, Dana Brooke, Michelle McCool, Sonya Deville, Natalia, Cameron. All right, let's stop at Cameron for a second. When I heard the music, I'm like, wait, somebody call my mama. Oh, Linda Kay, I got up from my seat and I started to shake.
Very nice. Yeah, so cannot forget the Funkadactyls, and I always remember that Mania. I think it was his end.
It was a Mania where he had about 100 mamas.
Yeah.
I might go back and watch it today, to be honest with you. Now that we're talking about it, because that song was hot. You know, that song wasn't originally for Brodus Clay.
I think you've mentioned this before.
Ernest the Cat Miller.
Ah, okay.
Somebody call my mama, tell her I'm the greatest. All right, so
I was gonna say though that Dancing Mom was one of the most favorite Mania moments from our good friend Deanne from Dallas as well. Just a side note.
Oh yeah, Damien. We didn't always agree on everything, but there are some things that him and I are just down to clown on. I mean, 100%. And it's Orange Blossom Trail in Orlando, and somebody calling our mama. All right. After Cameron was Naomi, and they told us that, remember, Naomi was a Funkadactyl. And then Carmella. That was the first 15. Any surprises in there that besides Melina that you were surprised to see show up in there?
Not really, just because a lot of them were already mentioned. We knew Kelly was going to be there, Michelle McCool. It was cool to see Cameron out there. And I had a feeling once she was out there, we were going to have Naomi come out and help protect her with the whole thing with Sonya. So that helped. Anything that helps tell a storyline, especially something that maybe any of our current new wrestling watchers may not know about. I like that.
Okay. Here's 16 through 30. Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair, Ivory. Yes, we're gonna pump the brakes on Ivory, and it was the what were they called? Was it the RTA or RTC? Right to Censor.
Yeah.
It was right to censor Ivory. I don't care. I still love Ivory. Ivory still looked good, and you know what? She didn't need to be in the match because she got a microphone. That's all that needed to happen right there.
Right.
All right. After Ivory was Brie Bella, Mickie James, hardcore country Mickie James. She came out to her own song wearing her Impact Knockouts Championship title belt. Absolutely. The only thing I didn't like, I'm just being picky here, but Corey Graves yelling, well, that was a hell of an impact. Thanks for stopping by. Something like that. It's funny, but I mean, just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Alicia Fox, Foxy was back. That was a surprise. Nikki ASH, Summer Rae, Nikki Bella, Sarah Logan. Welcome back, Sarah Logan. She's back from the Raid, and that's a reference to her being married to one of the Viking Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
Nikki Bella, Sarah Logan, Lita. We knew Lita was going to be there. We speculated on Mighty Molly making a comeback and maybe going up against Nikki ASH. Done perfectly. Nikki did not want to have anything to do with Mighty Molly and attacked her right away. I love that.
Mm-hmm. That was perfect right there.
Perfect. She got out of the ring, went under the rope, and went right after Mighty Molly. That was fantastic. It was speculated forever that it was going to be Ronda Rousey showing up. She shows up at 28. Shotzi Blackheart at 29. Shayna Baszler, who they did a great job on commentary saying, oh, Ronda's got some help in here because Shayna Baszler and Ronda, they are friends. They were part of the 4 Horsewomen. You know what? There might be something there as well. Linda, take a guess who had the most eliminations?
It wasn't Bianca, was it?
No, it was Charlotte Flair. eliminating Aaliyah, Lita, Rhea Ripley, Shayna Baszler, and Bianca Belair.
Okay.
Now, Rhonda, coming in at 28, cleared out Nikki ASH, Brie Bella, Shotzi, and Charlotte Flair.
Interesting.
That second half of the match, I absolutely loved it.
Right.
Great storytelling.
Right. To come off that, I was just going to say, having some of the surprises be affiliated with a previous faction or grouping, like, for example, Sarah Logan, in there with
Liv.
Thank you, Liv. Yeah. So that was great to see. We got the Bellas together. I will say I did like the Bellas in there together. They got their pop, their cheers, and then they came off as heels during the match, which was fun. And then, of course, Brie getting her revenge on Nikki, if you will, from Nikki throwing her out in the past. Yeah, that was cool. And then, even with Alicia Fox, the whole like Team Bella, and then them knocking her out, little things like that. Made me pop. Gave me a good laugh. But yeah, so Ronda Rousey, we talked about it last week as well. That hey, this is most likely her gonna be in the Rumble, and if she's there, she's gonna get that win, and she did it. I liked how it came down to her and Charlotte in the end. Charlotte looked great. It also still, alluded to, could Charlotte still win this? Could she win this and pick Ronda?
Yeah, she's not going to pick Ronda. I think our 4 matches are set. There was a spot in the Royal Rumble, the women's match, where they did the WrestleMania spot. You know what I mean? Where you had competitor on the left, the WrestleMania sign in the middle, and the competitor on the right. It was Lita and Charlotte.
Yeah.
Remember, it's always right in front of us.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Is like if Charlotte wins this, she would be choosing Lita, and she didn't have to because she is still.
I think Ronda's going for Becky.
I think so too. And
so there's your 2 women's main events right there.
Yeah, I think so too.
All right, so we talked about the most eliminations. Who lasted the longest, Linda?
Rhea Ripley.
Bianca Belair, 7 minutes, 30 seconds.
I just said Bianca last time, so I thought I'd go with another top star. Yeah. All right. That's good to know as well. Was there a quickest elimination for the women's?
I got to go back. Sorry, I had my notes up in front of me, and I got to go back. Give me a second here.
Maybe it was Molly Holly, because I know she eventually made it in, but maybe
probably Ivory, to be completely honest.
Oh, that's right. Ivory.
Hold on, let me get back there.
Side note about Ivory. So when she got inducted to the Hall of Fame in New Orleans the second time around, me and her friends were out and about
Molly
that
beat
night.
Ivory by 5 seconds. Molly at 20, Ivory 25.
So there, I got one. Yes. So when Ivory was inducted to the Hall of Fame in New Orleans, me and some friends were out on a boot that night at a jazz club, and lo and behold, there's Ivory. We're like, whoa, like fresh off the Hall of Fame, and I was nervous, but I was like, you know what? I want to say hi, maybe get a picture. This will never happen again. Why not? And she was so sweet, took a picture with me, and we happened to be like almost wearing the exact same outfit. Cool. I have a picture of it somewhere. I'll have to send that to you.
Okay.
Repost it. Anyways, I digress.
That's awesome. The women's title match. Becky Lynch and Dewdrop. I thought Dewdrop represented herself very well in this match. She did not win, but I thought it was a fantastic match between the 2 women.
Absolutely. I'm glad that the match went as long as it did. And she had her shine moments, and like you wouldn't have gone in a couple months ago thinking like, oh, Dewdrop was going to be getting a chance at the women's title at Royal Rumble. But as quickly as this match came about, I think leading up to it, they made Dewdrop look really strong. I mean, think about Raw last week where she barged into that room and made Becky, seem almost like the weaker one.
You said something just in there that kind of stuck with me. I'm going to use it to segue into the next match. She looked really strong. Bobby Lashley did not look really strong the last couple verbal altercations he had with Brock. Matter of fact, I've been very adamant on Tuesday mornings talk about how Bobby looked like a punk a couple times, right? Mm-hmm. Well, who's laughing now? Bobby Lashley defeats Brock Lesnar and is the new WWE champion, courtesy of Roman Reigns showing up and popping Brock in the face with a belt, courtesy of the special counsel who turned on Brock Lesnar.
And again, we say it's right in front of you. And that's why the Usos still wear that shirt.
That's
X'd out,
right.
Paul Heyman's face, but that can easily be erased or get a new one. Okay.
Look at that. They can just sell whatever they had already made.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I am glad Bobby did come out the victor for this, just because he has been made to look so much weaker than Brock the last couple weeks. Granted,
I'm not glad. We got PWR fantasy results later.
Well,
I'm not happy at all.
Hey, I don't have any of them on my team, so but despite there being interference, of course, again, more stories to be told. We have Paul Heyman back and forth between the tribal chief and, of course, the beast himself. Yeah. So when Roman came out, I really honestly was not expecting Paul Heyman to be a part of this. When Roman Reigns put his hand out and Paul
was
him the belt
apprehensive for a second.
But then it was like, oh, nope, fooled you again, everyone. So that was neat to see. But
Paul Heyman is gold, by the way.
Oh yeah. But at that point, though, it kind of pretty much told you what most likely was going to happen as a result of the final men's rumble. Yeah.
All right. So we've got the men's side set. I mean, honestly, this is Roman and Brock to WrestleMania. Don't think about The Rock. I think it's Roman and Brock at WrestleMania. However, what does that leave for Bobby? Because on SmackDown, I know we said we weren't going to talk about it, but in the interview backstage on SmackDown, Big E was asked what it's like to be officially back on SmackDown.
SmackDown, yes.
So was he traded? Was he dropped? Was he free agent? I mean, is he in tag matches again? Because I thought that, we talked about Roman, Brock, Big E, Bobby. Those are your four studs going into WrestleMania. We got the one match set, got the two women's matches, I think, set already. I need Big E back with Bobby again.
Well, even though Big E's now back on SmackDown, whether he's going to be tagging with Kofi since King Woods is out injured, in theory.
In Austin theory?
No, I wasn't even going there. That's funny. Which he, by the way, had a great showing in this first.
Yep, we will get to
that. In theory, in theory, if whoever wins that Rumble, I'm thinking in theory the champion can still choose who she wants. Huh. Yeah, this puts
the winner of the Rumble chooses who they want.
Right. This kind of puts a bump in the road if we're gonna go that route of getting Big E and Bobby, because if Big E's on SmackDown, or do we still get Big E and Roman if we get Brock and Bobby?
Possibly. Again? That's the other option. We could get Brock and Bobby. We could get Big E and Roman. But that's not
Roman and Brock at Elimination Chamber. They're going back overseas, and that's the money match, right?
Maybe.
I don't know. It makes much sense, obviously, to get Brock and Roman. Yeah, we want Roman and Brock, but the way that Roman's been being lately, where he's not as heelish,
Yeah.
It's got to be where, if it would have been like last year or a couple months ago, or if Mania would have fell into the cards, you get Rock. Where are they even next year? LA? It's LA than Vegas.
I think it's in LA, the home of the NFC Championship and the Super Bowl this year.
Right. What do you know? Yeah, I think it's LA and Vegas, but hey, what better place to have the Rock return than Hollywood?
Okay.
So yeah, I think Brock and
go,
Roman. Yeah. Great song, by the way. But with Lashley, that one, I got to think about that one. Seth Rollins, I don't know.
Rollins will be somewhere with something. Rollins look amazing Saturday night. Okay, let's talk about the It couple and the Grit couple. You know what? The women looked great. Beth, I love Beth. The hair always doesn't do anything for me because that's her wild glamazon look, but I look past the hair and Beth looked in great shape. Maurice, she knew what she was doing with those rings in the front. She knew what she was doing.
Yeah. Well, she was also matching, her man, but yeah, no, that outfit was very nice. I liked it. Yeah, your eyes did go certain places, yes. But she looked
Just
great.
like when Mandy Rose shows off her titles.
Oh yeah, that too. Yep. Yeah, but no, her and Beth, great. They looked awesome and just so great to see them together in the ring. Even Marisa going off the, like she's scared of Beth, story. Yeah, that was great.
I
I
have some
enjoyed this.
nitpicking to do on the match, but maybe
Okay.
another day, another time. I don't like mixed couple matches with the rule that the man or the woman has to leave when the other one tags in, because what's the point of the double down and they're trying to get the hot tag in the corner? If I know that they're trying to get the hot tag, I let the man go to try to tag the woman in, and if I'm the other one, I just wait for it and then run after him, because you have to go in anyway. You don't have to be tagged in. It's done.
Well,
But
intergender versus mixed tag. I don't know, but
right.
yeah, we had some shenanigans in that I liked, and the finish itself
Yeah,
was
we
great to
did. We had
see.
a purse flying outside too. So,
Oh yeah, that too.
all right, you ready to talk about the men's Royal Rumble?
Let's do it.
This match was also amazing. There was a jackass in it. I also thought this was a tale of two matches. I didn't like the last 5 minutes, but I did. Let's talk about the match. Run down the first 15 here. The match was opened up by AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura. At number 3, Austin Theory. 4, Rude. And then Rich Holland, Montez Ford, Damian Priest, Sami Zayn, Johnny Knoxville, Angelo Dawkins, Omos, Ricochet, Chad Gable, Dominic Mysterio, and Happy Corbin. That's the first 15. None of those were surprises. They were all announced.
Right. I guess you got to make it a little different, than the women's, I suppose.
Who do you think had the record? Or not the record, but who do you think eliminated the most in the Royal Rumble?
AJ Styles.
AJ Styles has 6. AJ Styles eliminated 6 to have the hold the most eliminations for the night.
I was right?
You were right.
Yes.
Robert Roode, Shinsuke Nakamura, Sami Zayn, Omos, Austin Theory, and Ridge Holland he eliminated. But eliminated by Madcap Moss.
Right.
All right, let's run down the last 15. At 16 was Dolph Ziggler, 17 Sheamus, and then Rick Boogs, Madcap Moss, Riddle, a returning Drew McIntyre. There was talk he wasn't going to be back until WrestleMania. He pushed forward, reminiscent of John Cena in the Madison Square Garden Rumble, where he showed up at 30 and they thought he'd be out for another 6 months. Then we also had, right after Drew, Kevin Owens, Rey Mysterio, Kofi Kingston, Otis, Big E. Ladies and gentlemen, number 27, Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny. Could you believe it was Bad Bunny? He's got such good street cred in the locker room in WWE because of how hard he worked last year to get up to that match at WrestleMania, that, you know what? He's a guy they can call on at any time. After Bad Bunny, we thought, okay, we might get one more at 30, but at number 28, here comes the money. Shane O'Mac. What? Why? Ladies and gentlemen, Shane McMahon. Number 29, I'm like, uh-oh, Brock's going to be 30. Number 29, it's time to hear voices in your head. Yep. St. Louis's own Randy Orton coming down at 29. And number 30, Broccoli Lesnar. That's what my daughter thinks his name is Broccoli.
Wow, yeah. It was nice to see the surprises. Bad Bunny, total surprise to me. Shane O'Mac, total surprise to me. But then again, not really, because it's WrestleMania season now.
We haven't seen him since his match with Braun
in.
Strowman at WrestleMania.
Right. Yeah, let's go back to Bad Bunny. So we all know what great of a match he had at Mania last year. I know he's about to embark on this huge world tour.
Like
they have been mentioning him a lot.
Yeah.
Right. And again, like we say it often enough, it's right there in front of you. Hey, right. Maybe he could be in the Rumble. And what a heck of a job he did. I mean, obviously the moment that stuck out the most, the Destroyer on Riddle. But all in all, I mean, he did well. And they constantly praised him at commentary. This isn't, he's watched this before. He knows what he's doing.
Knows what he's doing.
Watching him,
this guy's
wait it out. And yeah, that was cool.
And he's not a jackass. So.
I still pop in to hear that song though, just because I honestly haven't heard that Jackass song in forever, and I know that movie's coming out soon, but
comes out Friday,
right? But hearing it on SmackDown a couple weeks ago, I was like, oh, that just kind kind of, a throwback. Again, I love my nostalgia. And then, 29, Randy Orton, which, by the way, I participated in a certain Royal Rumble pool and had drawn. So I didn't say which pool. I was
Go
better
ahead.
off from getting number 30 because that was Brock Lesnar. I digress. Randy Orton, obviously from St. Louis, huge pop for him, and I love him. Typically, that it'd be a great pick, but I'm like, no, number 30. You already knew it was going to be Brock Lesnar, and it was. And lo and behold, he wins. So good for him.
That same pool that you were in, I was in as well. And because I run it and I feel guilty that I don't put money in it because I do all the work for it, I drew number 30 and said, that's not fair to you guys. While pulling the numbers, I threw the number back in because I'm like, I got to be fair, right? I lost him.
Yeah. Well, now we know,
that's never happening again, folks. For those that are in my pool that listen to the program as well, that's never happening again.
Right. And also, now I know to, get in on it sooner than later because your women's one was sold before I could join in on that one. So now I know. But anywho, your winner 2022 Royal Rumble is Brock Lesnar. And we know where this is heading. But hey, I like it.
Okay, so we also know who did the most eliminations. Give me the person who stayed in the Rumble the longest.
Austin Theory.
No, Austin did great. It's the same guy that had the most eliminations.
AJ Styles.
AJ Styles, 29 minutes, 6 seconds.
All right.
Austin at 22 minutes. After number 15, the 16, Dolph Ziggler at 20 minutes. A couple more. Looks like Riddle and McIntyre were both at 19 and a half minutes. Nobody was in there for more than, say, 10 minutes.
And you know what? Unfortunately, I do believe the quickest elimination was it Kofi.
Well, Kofi. And you know what? It was a botched spot. It happened. Unfortunately, Kofi had spots playing with Big E later in the night, too. And you know what? Accidents happen. The commentary couldn't get away with it. The live TV couldn't get away with it. Like, I think he touched, and the referee whispered to him, "You're touched and you're on camera." And he's like, yeah, they went to instant replay. You're out.
Yeah.
That was a good save. Production-wise, good save.
Yeah, I did see later Kofi text whelp with a, laughing out loud emoji. So, hey, you know what? If you can, accept it and find, the laughter in it, but also know, like, hey, there's...
They built him up right away, too, when Kofi was coming in. I look forward to having Kofi. He does such crazy spots. Well, he missed that one.
I know, but you just got to think of something different every time, and...
It's okay. Kofi.
I like the pancake one. Wasn't that the most recent one?
Yeah. Wasn't that for a cell phone?
I'm not sure. There was that one, and then also, sorry, what we mentioned.
Cheers, handstands.
Right. I know Naomi had one with the steps too, but no, let's not forget I think it was last year as well, the save with, or is it 2 years ago? Mandy Rose, when Otis rolled up from underneath the ring and saved her.
Yep, I remember that.
Mm-hmm. Good times. Yeah. I didn't even want to try that. I know you could do it, so thank you.
Well, Linda, that was the Royal Rumble 2022. We've spent almost 30 minutes on this thing talking about it, and we can go in depth even more, but we're not going to. We're going to move on to tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning, we'll talk about all the happenings tonight on Raw. Ronda Rousey has been announced for the show. Like I said, I believe she's going after big time Bex.
Right. Makes sense. Her being on Raw.
Fair enough. All right. For Linda Cave, the man to call me in, thanks for stopping by. We'll talk to you tomorrow morning. So long, everyone.